What is going on, you guys? Namakan here, bringing you my perspective as to what entertainment is bringing us. And today, we'll be talking about Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure, released on all of the 6th generation consoles on September 2nd, 2003. Reviews of this game are generally favorable, with many praising mainly the presentation and level designs. A majority of the stages in the game were mainly on Disney properties. They used 3 IPs from them, and those were The Lion King, Tarzan, and Toy Story. Critics were mixed on the simplified controls to appeal to younger audiences, with many critics calling it a watered-down Tony Hawk game. This game was developed by Toys for Bob and was published by Activision, and thanks to Activision, Toys for Bob were able to use the Renderware engine, which was the same engine Neversoft used to develop the Tony Hawk games. This game was heavily based on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Not only it used the same engine, it uses the same mechanics as well. Hell, even some of the user interface in this game was ripped straight from Pro Skater 4. Also like Pro Skater 4, this game has a hub world, and in this hub world you do various missions similar to the Tony Hawk games. The controls are absolutely simplified, although I would say it is to a fault. Luckily, there is an option where you can change the controls to what they call Pro Control, and once you change that to Pro Controls, it's literally one-to-one with the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. Well, specifically 3 and 4, since those were the Tony Hawk games during that gaming generation. Like the Tony Hawk games, Disney's Skate Adventure also has its own soundtrack. Spoilers, it is not as edgy as the Tony Hawk games, nor is it as good, if I say so myself. There are some bangers though. Some notable artists in this game are Simple Plan, Real Big Fish, Little Romeo, and Smash Mouth. I don't go back to half of the songs, but the other half I still really like. Songs like Sell Out, Someone Fullerton, Pacific Coast Party, The Energy, and Downfall are all legitimately great songs. And I feel a couple of these songs that I mentioned would fit the Tony Hawk games perfectly. Sales for this game are unknown, although it is known that it didn't do that well, at least compared to the Tony Hawk games, because as far as I know, Disney's Skate Adventure didn't reach 500,000 copies. If that's the case, that's a failure if you ask me. The game is decent for what it was trying to do. The best parts of the game are easily the presentation and the level design. The level design especially was the main highlight. So for Toy Story in particular, there are 3 stages in each world. In Toy Story, there is Andy's room, the Pizza Planet arcade, and Zurg's world. I'm assuming the latter is based on the Buzz Lightyear TV show, since besides Toy Story 2, the movies didn't really do much to explore Zurg's world. Each Disney World has 3 different characters. Toy Story has Woody, Buzz, and Jessie, although there's also Zurg. The Lion King has Simba, Timon and Pumbaa, and Rafiki, and Tarzan has Tarzan himself, Tantor, and Young Jane Porter. Like the other Tony Hawk games, you can also create your own skater, which has been a thing since Pro Skater 3. Once you create your own skater, you go to the game's hub world called Ollie World. And right off the bat, you can see what missions you can do, and there are some product placements. One of the companies, as far as I know, are not as prevalent as they used to be. Those product placements are McDonald's and Nokia. They are not there for aesthetic reasons. They play a role in the hub world. Remember when ringtones were a big deal in the 2000s? Yeah, you get missions where you have to find ringtones. You'll also find cool merchandise from McDonald's stuff. Like, you can find Ronald McDonald's shoes as an unlockable costume. Overall, for a game that is trying to replicate Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, it's not bad. It's all right. I would honestly, the first Tony Hawk game I actually played wasn't this one, actually. It was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the Nintendo 64. I remember playing that a lot. a shame that it's a shame that I grew up with the much inferior version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and not the Dreamcast and the PS1 version, but that's how I knew of the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. But I did have this. I also did have this game growing up. It was a cool time. But eventually, I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 on the GameCube, and ever since I got that game, I have not come. I'm not gonna hold you. I have not gone back to this game since. I mean, I do go back to it a couple of here and there, but nowhere near as frequent as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Like ever since I got Pro Skater 3, I just stopped playing with Skate Adventure. But otherwise, the game gets a B minus. I mean, it plays well. The controls may be simplified, but again, there is an option. There is an option to have the controls play exactly like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. So, and there is quite a bit of content as well. So I applaud this game for having a good level design and pretty good presentation. It's just that it's completely watered down compared to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. I mean, like, why? But I mean, the game is fine. Like I said, it's pretty decent. But again, why play this when you can play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 or 4? But anyways, for those that have played Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure, if you like it, if you hate it, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. You can also follow my Letterboxd, backlog, and Instagram down in the description down below. This is Namicon. I'll see you all next time.